Hi, I'm Kelsey, and welcome to Kelsey Joy Is, providing you with a 10-minute technique to actually stick to your New Year's resolutions. So, we know the gist. It's that time of year. People are talking about New Year's resolutions, they're creating them. There's articles talking about people not actually keeping them. And I read a statistic that the majority of people will quit their New Year's resolution within the first month. And so I thought, okay, what's one way to get around that? That's super simple, that everybody can do, and it's actually fun and motivating. And I have created a 10-minute solution for you that I personally think is pretty fun, and I've never heard anybody doing this before. If you want a more in-depth explanation of how to create a New Year's resolution and put actionable steps in place to keep it, then watch my other video that I filmed today on that. So this idea was inspired by my friend Mike, who I also work with. He is a tech wizard, he's a super talented guy, and I've always been amazed at his productivity level and just his ability to follow through on tasks. And so I asked him one day, what's your secret? Like, what do you do to be able to make all of these things happen? Because I notoriously have an issue with following through on stuff, and I think a lot of people do. And his secret is what we were going to use in this video, and I just modified it a little bit for New Year's resolutions. So in a work-based scenario, what he does is he defaults to no whenever a new idea or project is brought up. So what I mean by that is when, let's say we said to him, we need to redo our website. His answer is, no, you don't. That's the default answer. Or we need to hire an intern to help us with graphic design. He said, no, you don't. Okay, so that's the first step of defaulting to no. So I'll explain what this looks like with the New Year's resolution in a second. So then what you do is you use a series of questions to actually justify why that thing needs to be done and to give that project or that idea a yes. So in a work-based setting, those questions look like, what value is this adding? Who's going to benefit from this? How is this unique? And, does this already exist in the world? That kind of thing. And if you can go through all those questions and actually justify the yes, then you go forward and do the project. So what I think we could all do for our New Year's resolutions is to follow that same format with a little bit of a tweak. What I want you to do is write down your New Year's resolution on a piece of paper. So for me, my New Year's resolution is to work out in 2017. Specifically, it is to work out for 4 days a week for 30 minutes a day. And I created that specific resolution using the techniques that I mentioned in this other video. So then once you have written down what your resolution is, then I want you to write down all of the excuses you could possibly make to not do that resolution. So that could be, like for me, for working out, my excuses that would prevent me from doing it are, yeah, I would rather sleep for 30 minutes in the morning rather than get up and work out, or I don't have the clothes to work out in, or I'm not really sure where to work out, or like my friend's gonna invite me to happy hour and I'm just too busy and I'd rather go to the happy hour and socialize than work out, or whatever it is, what those excuses are, real excuses. Be very honest with yourself here. So once you have those written down, then this is the fun next part. What you're going to do is either alone with paper, or you can do this with a friend. You're going to go through the process to justify your resolution. And what this is going to do is it's actually going to have you tap in to the why behind your resolution. So the core reason you're wanting to do it and the purpose behind it, instead of this feeling of like, I should be working out more in 2017. So what that looks like is, if you're with a friend, your friend's gonna say, so what's your resolution for 2017? And you're gonna say, I wanna work out for 4 days a week, 30 minutes a day, or whatever your resolution is. And then they're gonna say to you, no, you don't need to do that. And then they're gonna follow that up with all the excuses you wrote down for yourself. So they're going to say, like, wouldn't it be so much nicer to just sleep for an extra 30 minutes every morning rather than work out? And then you're going to be put in the position of saying, well, no, actually, when I do get up and work out, even though it's difficult, I end up feeling way more energized than if I had slept for those 30 minutes. And then it sets my whole day off on the right tone, and I just get way more done when I work out in the mornings, okay? If you don't want to do it with a friend and you just prefer to write it, then just write down your answers to all the excuses in the same way that you would share them with a friend. And then just go through every single question. And by the end, if you still feel like, yes, this is a resolution I want to keep, and you still feel motivated, then yes, you have the right resolution for this year. If by the end you're like, you know what, all those excuses have valid points and I don't want to work out that much this year, then it's not the right resolution for you, and pick something else, or just don't create a resolution this year. The beauty of this exercise is it actually connects you with, is this really useful, and like, do I really want to do it? And then once you determine a resolution you do want to keep and you justify it as a yes, then the key thing is to keep that paper that you wrote all your answers on, or keep that conversation that you had with your friend somewhere very visible for you. So if you wrote down your answers, then put that, on your mirror, on your refrigerator, on your nightstand, somewhere that you look every single day. It'll keep you motivated to have that visual reminder. If you talk this over with a friend, either film it or go to the voice memo app that comes on everybody's phone, or if you don't have that on your phone, find a different way to record it, and keep record of that. And then every time you're not feeling motivated, just like pop in your headphones and listen to what your answers are. Or, as you're driving to work, like listen to what you said your answers are. It's going to keep you motivated. It's going to keep it top of mind for you. And personally, I think that this is like a really simple but fun way to be able to really tap into the why behind your resolution. And all of us can then become the minority of people who keep our resolutions all year instead of quitting within the first month. So let me know if you do this and how it goes in the comments below. I would love to know. And have a great day, everybody.